Welcome to the New York Outlook for Monday, the 20th of November 2023. As I mentioned, there is no significant red folder news for the New York session. What I will do is go through what happened during the London session, and then complete my outlook for New York. Starting with GBP USD, as you can see, target was reached and we actually broke the swing structure with a body break, which is good news, which thus means that we now have some proper proper new pro-trend OPs to consider trading from. However, I don't intend trading GBP USD for today. I think I'll stick with my secondary pairs and then trade GBP USD from tomorrow. There is this buy to sell wick, but it looks like it's failing. But yeah, I think this is good because it puts our primary pair back in action. But yeah, nothing much to report here in terms of Euro USD. Similar situation to GBP USD where the target was met. I'll quickly go to the 5-minute. What you can see is, unfortunately, the pair didn't take out the Asia low to then give us an entry to target this. It just took out the target. What you can see now is it's building new IRL, and it has changed character recently. We've got a Frankfurt, actually we've got a Asia low of the day, and what we would need is validated order flow in order to trade based on the New York continuation model of my trading plan. What I do want to do is just quickly mark up where New York opens. So essentially what I'm saying is, because after we took out the target, you can see that supply fully took control. Maybe it would be good if I mark this up. So supply has fully taken control, as you can see here, and now we've got this change of character, and we would need full demand control to then validate that that demand is fully in control, and then we'd have a new forage intraday target, which would be here. But at the same time, we're quite high up in the leg, and whilst there may be room for upside, yeah, there probably likely is room for upside based on the average daily direction. I don't know, I don't feel great about this given where we are at this point in the day. However, I will mark it up and I will monitor it, but I'm much more interested in trading USDCAD, which I will go through my analysis now. So just looking at the 4-hour quickly, we reacted quite nicely from this 4H OB, and now we're intending to target this substructure high. If we look on the 5-minute, what you can see is, unfortunately, during the morning, price hadn't come out and taken out the Asia low of the day. However, what we can now observe for is the high of the day to be taken out. Right here, the high of the day. However, I'm not too concerned about the high of the day. I'm also concerned that the low of the day is protected. But what I do want to see is the Asia high taken out. But I also want to ensure that the London range is liquidated as well. So we just quickly mark out the London range, which is that. Once those two are taken out, then I'm quite happy to go ahead and trade a new continuation space trade. As you can see, the ADR is roughly around here, and there's more than enough IRL, which I can quickly mark up over here, something like that. This would probably be our last IRL point, which would also be our target for the session. If we just quickly mark up what's actually been going on, so we got quite a nice demand chain going on around here. On the 5-minute, so I just want to mark this up with you, and then we can go from there. There's some liquidity in the leg sitting here, although price doesn't necessarily need to come to there. And then there's also these. However, we've got to be a bit skeptical about it, because it's not a real chain if you evaluate it. So this high wasn't broken prior to that mitigation, so it's a bit iffy. What we can do is look for valid flips to base our trade ideas off. So if we look over here, right there, we got that, which appears to be unmitigated from what I can see. The low of this is 37253, the high of this is 32753. Okay, so it is mitigated, which means this is the last point. Let's just do that. I think we can work with that, and there isn't really a flip right here to work off. What we can do is we can validate a chain once this is broken. Let's just do this. Chain validated 5-minute, and if we look over here, what we can use is this, and then obviously once this bus occurs, then we've got a full chain which we can consider trading from. There's also likely a liquidity POI resting in here if we do indeed create the chain. Alternatively, we can focus on the 15-minute, which has a far clearer chain. While on the 15-minute, what you can see is the initial reaction to these levels are here. We can consider a flip based idea on the 15-minute if the 5 minutes not clear. As you can see on the 15-minute, the order flow is quite clean and demand is clearly in control. So even if the 5-minute tends to if the 5-minute were to change character, we can consider that the 15-minute remains the 15-minute remains demand in control, and we can base off our idea of that, given that we have a strong narrative backing. Perhaps what I should highlight while we are here, if we pay attention to what's going on the 5-minute, you've got this change of character occurring here. So we've got this chalk, and then what can happen is if we body break Then you've got a 5-minute pause. So the 5-minute is the chance to actually take control. However, we can then fall back on the 15-minute. We can fall back on the 15-minute to continue to base, to continue to play our idea to base, based on the long narrative, right? So we just need to keep an eye out for this. We'll also identify where the end of our trading day is, which is right here, and then we'll go from there. But essentially we have to wait for the Asia range and the London range to be taken out before we can consider any long or short trades. Alright, cool. So that brings me to the end of the New York Outlook for 20th November 2023, which is a Monday. We'll chat again for the EOD review.